Hello, I'm Anna. I'm an author. So I've tried to do YouTube like a gazillion times, or like maybe like four times, and TikTok. And I'm just like exhausted by coming up with content. Like that's the thing is I always I have these grand ideas and I'll make a list of like all the different kinds of videos I can make. And this is Mr. Panther, by the way, isn't he pretty? And yeah, and then I'll just make some videos, like 3 or 4 videos, and I'll do a zillion takes of each of them and get them absolutely perfect, and I'll post them and like 8 people will watch them. And then I run out of ideas and I'm tired from all the fucking editing and the different takes and everything. And I'm also exhausted from like having content from other people just like thrown at me like constantly. And it's the concept of content, like I'm constantly having to be like creating content on top of like writing books. I write books. That's my big thing. And of course I have a day job because, being an author is not um not lucrative. It's really not. I always have to laugh when I see like ads on my Google feed that are like, write a book, it's the ultimate passive income, side hustle, whatever. It's not passive. It's not passive income. It's barely income. It's definitely not passive. Anyway, so that's why I'm live and I'm just gonna ramble about whatever the fuck. And that's what I'm gonna do. And you can watch it if you want. Probably won't. That's fine. It's what I'm gonna do though, because I like the idea of having a YouTube channel, and I really like connecting with readers. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. And I do it a lot in person. I do a lot of live events and I do really well there. And I think it's just like, okay, people like me. So how can I don't know why they like me, but like, how can I put myself in front of more people than just like the ones in Oregon? And I live in Oregon. It's lovely. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this in the mornings while I'm drinking my coffee. I got my dog sitting here. This is Chalupa. She's 15 years old. It's ridiculous. She's adorable. You can't really see it here, but I'm sure you will eventually. She has no teeth, and so she can't hold her little tongue in. And I feel bad for laughing about it, but it's so funny and it's so cute. Anyway, that's Chalupa. She was a service dog for a while, but now she's old and she can't do the things she used to do, which is help me when I had my panic attacks and or sensory overload situations. I'm autistic. Sensory overload is a real thing. It's a problem. Maybe I shouldn't say that I'm autistic on camera, because apparently we're all going to be rounded up onto a list, which is, step 1 to controlling us. But fuck it. I mean, I've already said on social media and everything that I'm autistic, constantly talking about it, and got autistic characters out the fucking wazoo. And it's just nobody who knows Anna McCluskey and my books doesn't know that I'm autistic. I don't think my parents know, but that's a different story. So yeah, that's what I've got going on. I'm an urban fantasy author, right? Urban fantasy, which is fantasy, but it's not set in a different world like Middle Earth or whatever. It's set in our world, but there's magic, and there's 2 different kinds of urban fantasy. There's the kind where it's basically an alternate universe based on our world, but everybody knows that magic exists and it's part of society. And then there's what I write, which is more of people who use magic are operating within society, but it's secret. So that's my deal. Urban fantasy. That's why I curse all the time. It's a genre thing, we'll say. I also majored in technical theater, so I never had a chance. Yeah, so so I'm just kind of rambling. That's what I'm doing here about my life as an author and whatever is on my mind. Since it's the first one, mostly what's on my mind is, oh my god, I'm live on YouTube and people can see me, but nobody's watching, so who gives a fuck? I mean, maybe somebody will at some point. Like, I've got, I set up a little playlist and everything like for it, so I'll probably like pin this one to the top since it's the first one. So I'm pretty much just gonna like ramble until I'm like too embarrassed to keep rambling, or until I finish this cup of coffee, which is 2/3 of the way still in there. That was a really confusing way to say that. I should have said it's 1/3 done, but I said it's 2/3 still in there. I'm not a math person. I'm a writer. Part of the reason that I decided to call this channel Real Author is like, I'm always like, and I feel like a lot of authors are like this, and I've talked to other authors about this too, and like we all feel this way. Like, nobody thinks they're a real author. Everybody thinks everyone else is a real author, whatever. But like, the fact of the matter is that like, we're all fucking real authors. Like, I have 8 books out. I've got another 4 that I'm writing right now. Well, I'm on book 4 of the series. I'm gonna write them all before I release them. People from Kickstarter waiting for them for like 3 years. It's bad. But I had this like total fucking meltdown. It was ridiculous. Basically, I was like married and he just was like not supportive, and I didn't really like realize that until like he started bitching about like, you're spending all this time on your books and they're not bringing in any money and I just feel resentful. And I was like, what the fuck? And so then like, it was really hard for me to write for a long time because of this. Like, every time I would write, I would feel guilty about it because like, I should be apparently doing things that bring in money. And so then I realized that like, he was like super capitalist and I'm like not at all. And so then like, I kept seeing this everywhere. And then I realized that like, we were just moving in opposite directions and I was like really unhappy. And so then we got divorced and now everything's better, but it's like hard to like recover from that. Like totally burnt out. And like, so then I just like went traveling for a while. Like, I just was like completely nomadic for 6 months. Now I'm like back in Oregon and I've got like a room and a house. My hair is crazy. Like, I'm like settling down, I guess, except like I'm still probably gonna like do some traveling and stuff because I've got like a blog or like a Substack and everything. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, books that I'm writing. And so anyway, I like right before all of that happened, I had run a Kickstarter for this 4-book series, and I was like almost all the way through writing it, and like, I was very confident that I was going to be able to finish it in the next couple months because like that was my pattern. Like, I was writing very quickly. Like, I had written the previous 8 books very quickly and I was going to write these ones very quickly. And then I just sort of got like blocked and I couldn't fucking write at all. I didn't write for like 2 years at all. Like, I tried, I would just stare at the screen and I would like, maybe I would write like 50 words or something. It was ridiculous. I couldn't write like short stories. I couldn't write poetry. It's awful. And then, got divorced. And then like maybe a month or 2 later, I like sat down with a writing prompt and I wrote this like really fucking dark piece of flash fiction called Drip, about like a dude sitting in a dungeon and listening to the blood dripping from like the person in the dungeon next to him. And I actually have since reformatted it into a poem and it's going to be in an anthology coming out at some point. I'm not sure. I don't have a date for that. I'll let you know. But yes, I'm excited about that. But anyway, like that was the first thing I wrote after this like giant hiatus, was this like dark horror situation about a dungeon and blood dripping. And I was like, I don't know what this says about me, but I'm excited that I'm writing again. And so then I like went back to Warrior Mage Librarians, which is the series that I was writing. And I still was having trouble focusing on book 4, which is the book I was on, was the final book. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back and like do my edits on the first 4. So I like sent it out to people to like tell me what was wrong with it, because that's what you do, if you don't have a publisher. I'm totally indie. I don't do traditional publishing. I would not take a publishing contract if it was offered to me. I've never tried to get one. I just like, I'm not into that, because you have to do all the same shit. You just like get paid less. Anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, so I sent it out to the people, the beta readers, editors, whatever, and got it back and like went through it, and I was like, I'm gonna do books 1 through 3, and that's what I did, and it was very successful. I'm still going slower than I normally would, but I thought it was good. I think it's good. The books are good. I think book 2 of that series is the best book I've ever written. Gateway to Hell. It's fantastic. And anyway, so I'm on book 4. I'm writing it right now. I'm still going slower than I normally would from like the last 8 books that I wrote, but it's happening. I'm actually writing, and it's gonna be out. Book 1 is scheduled to release in June. I've pushed it back a couple times, but I'm hoping that I can get it done, because I need all 4 books to be done before book 1 comes out, because I have people waiting for them. I told Kickstarter backers they would get the books before the retailers, and I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to like lie to people. But also, what if I get blocked up again? Like, I don't want the general populace, which is like the 20 people who read my book, to be like waiting for it, just like the Kickstarter people are. Like, I've already been through that hell. I'm not going to do that again. And I don't want to be, not that I'm on that level, but like Patrick Rothfuss or George R.R. Martin, or I don't know. I've been waiting for Melanie Ron's The Capitol's Tower since 8th grade. I'm 41, so that's a long time. And that's a similar situation though. Like, Melanie Ron, like, she was in the hospital, and like she's been very open about her like struggles with mental health, and like, which I love. Not that she has that, but that she's open about it, because I have that too. On medication and stuff, but yeah. So like, I get it, and like, I'm not mad at her, but I want to learn from that. I don't want to release the first couple of books in the series and then like have people waiting for 25 years for the next one. But it's not going to be 25 years. So if anybody who backed my Kickstarter is watching this, it's not going to be 25 years, I promise. But like, I'm being dramatic. I'm a dramatic person. I mentioned I majored in theater. So about halfway done with my coffee. I don't know. I might just stop now though, because it's 13 minutes. 13's a lovely number. I'm gonna stop now. Bye. Thank you for watching. I mean, nobody's watching it live, but like, if you're watching this as the recording, love you. Bye. Oh, how do I stop it? I don't know how to stop it. Oh my god, there it is. End stream. Yay, and it's still on the 13 mark. Well, I mean, it's 13:30, but end.